Evolution is a mystery, but on the 27th of January 2003, that mystery was solved. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling. We have got the Nature Boy, Batista, Randy, Keith Orton, and the Game, Triple H. Evolution is here to stay. The next couple of years is going to be...
Here to stay unofficially.
Yeah, here to stay unofficially, but this is like the first proper week that, Triple H has introduced them as who they are, and I'm digging Evolution. Randy Orton in the black.
Yeah, but they're more like acquaintances of Triple H and Flair at the moment, rather than a group.
Yeah, it's not full-blown Evolution, but it's like...
You can see that
the evolution of Evolution.
The pieces of the puzzle are getting joined together.
And the pieces of the puzzle were shown about last week. The Triple H show where he pretty much, everything goes his way, damn it. Triple H is beginning to whip the shovel out. He's beginning to bury people his own way. But how will Scott Steiner react this week? We'll find out later on.
Scott Steiner's arms are that big. You need 2 guys to beat each one.
That's it.
2 arms, 4 men. No way out rematch.
Only one winner. But Booker T takes on Jeff Hardy in the first match. Booker T, can you dig it, sucker? He wins. But
can Jeff Hardy dig it? The guy's been on a losing streak. Pretty much turned heel here and even got his ass whipped after attacking Booker from behind. Went to attack RVD last week and changed his mind. What is happening to Jeff Hardy? Is all that hair dye steeped into his brain and infected him or something? Or what is going on with Jeff from Nero Hardy right now? It's a tough time for him. Can't seem to win a match. Has no direction. It seems to be ever since that match with Taker. His career's went backwards, and that should have propelled him forward. I think that'll be one of the greatest mysteries. We all know that Jeff Hardy goes on to be a big star, WWE champion, but he does have a run in TNA first. And
it should have happened earlier, but
you wonder why
he was unreliable, man.
Yeah, I know, but is it? I don't even think it's just the fact he's unreliable at this point. His performances have dropped and everything.
Well, that is unreliable, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, is it not? If your performance has dropped, you're not here. It's like he can't even turn up. But at least when he turns up, he's reliable. He's not reliable.
But you're not a bit unreliable, as in you don't know if the guy's going to show up or whether he's going to be coked out his head in the toilets.
Yeah, and now he's unreliable in the ring as well. On top of that, so how's that not the right way to go?
What do you mean not the right way to go?
Oh, I don't think you should be giving Jeff Hardy shit if he can't perform in the ring and if he also isn't turning up on time.
Yes, but it's a mystery why this has happened to him.
I don't think it is. I just think the split up of the Hardys has affected him worse than Matt. Maybe that's the mystery.
So you don't think after that ladder match with Undertaker that should have propelled it and that should have got him heading in the right direction? Possibly a run with the Intercontinental Championship or something?
Well, it could have, but we'll never really know.
Taker puts him over, gives him the respect, lifts his arm up and for wit.
Yeah, I know, but there's a lot of that in wrestling history. Is Jeff Hardy the worst example of it? I mean, but look at Matt. I think maybe Matt's just content. He's happy to put on this Attitude show and it's like an upper mid-carder, but Jeff wants more, but he's not going to get more when Triple H is sniffing around with his big nose. But anyway, Booker T wins. The second week in a row, though, he's a sore loser about it, but he doesn't attack Booker T. But he does attack Booker T. He doesn't use the chair like he was going to do last week. No, he jumps over the barricade. Booker T ducks at the road, and Jeff Hardy smashes face first into the guardrails.
Barricade.
Yeah, guardrail, barricade, shite jobby. But Scott Steiner's up next. Everybody knows. What's the no? You don't know me. You don't know what I'm capable of. Scott Steiner. It's actually great hearing this promo in the flesh. You can't be a bit of Scott Steiner. You talk about Jeff Hardy. What about Scott Steiner? Goes for feuding for the world title for 2 months straight to absolutely jobberland. I mean, I can't even recall another Scott Steiner pay-per-view match after this, apart from Survivor Series 2003. He probably has a Diddy match against Test at some point.
Just making up the numbers there, really?
Yeah, he is making up the numbers, man. His steroids have burst, but he cuts the promo. Great. Now, he does mumble on a lot of shite, but you know what? I like this. At least there's no script here.
That's character, that's Scott Steiner's... That's the order that he gives you, If Scott Steiner came out and cut a clear-cut, perfect English promo, it wouldn't be Steiner.
Yeah. Triple H comes out with his big nose, says, Scott, when you called me out now, it's not just me. It's Ric Flair, Orton, and Batista. The 4 of them then make their way to the ring. Triple H is the last to enter. But then Scott Steiner whips off his drawers, doesn't reveal anything else. They're a lead pipe. And he starts battering them on, chasing them off to the back. So, good segment. And what I liked about it is that it didn't end here. You've got numerous segments throughout the night. I feel like current WWE just would end it here.
One and done. But Scott Steiner, knows he's got the upper hand. He might be outnumbered, but he's got the lead pipe. He's got the big arms. And Triple H basically showing here that he can't beat Steiner one-on-one.
No, he can't. I'm interested to see how the No Way Out 2003 match ends, because I can't necessarily remember. But Teddy Long is up next, and he talks about D'Lo Brown. He's like, why is every superhero a white man? What about the black superhero?
We only had one guy, and he shoot lightning from his ass.
Batman, cracker. Superman, cracker. Black man, bolts from his ass. Can you dig that? But anyway, yeah, D'Lo Brown comes out to take on the Hurricane. Hurricane nearly died about 10 times during this match. But D'Lo Brown pulls out the victory.
Good match, good promo from Theodore Long beforehand. Hurricane went for Hurricane Rana and landed on his neck though. That looked a wee bit dodgy. Thankfully though, he did survive. I guess he wasn't too hurt because, he carried on and he won. Well, he didn't win, he lost, but he carried on.
Maybe the win for him wasn't dying.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. But
so
anyway,
there you go. Maybe this just goes to prove Theodore Long's point. There should be more black superheroes, and D'Lo Brown might be that superhero that they all need in the black community.
If you ain't brown with the down, I got 2 words for you. Piss off, cracker. Even though that's free. But anyway.
What's D'Lo Brown's superpower, though?
Well, I said during the match.
Beating up white boys? Is that...
did the thing with Draz. Could have did the thing with fucking Hurricane here. That would not have been particularly good. 2 for 2. But anyway, it's
Is that a superpower?
Well, it's not really a superpower. Maybe he could help them, fix them. Chief Morley, he's watching Hulk Hogan. He's on the screen with Vince McMahon on SmackDown. Bischoff enters. Doesn't really scold his number 2 in command here about watching SmackDown, but Bischoff's probably looking at the screen and went, the last time I got Hogan it didn't particularly end well, but anyway, fuck it. I need to impress Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He says the last thing I need's a pissed off McMahon, so what Hogan didn't really help him.
I wonder if this pisses Bischoff and Hogan off, the fact that they're such good friends but being separated on different brands. I wonder if this is a McMahon thing. Is he doing this on purpose, or is it just a coincidence? Because we know how close Bischoff and Hogan are.
It's probably just a coincidence. Hogan got moved to SmackDown before Bischoff was even in the company, so... I guess here he could have come back to Raw, but he was a SmackDown guy, wasn't he?
Bischoff could have been the SmackDown GM.
True, but I think SmackDown...
But Monday Night Raw is the thing he competed against, so maybe it makes a bit more sense for him to be
Raw needed Bischoff more than SmackDown did. I feel when Bischoff came in, SmackDown was actually alright.
Plus, you feel like Bischoff has a connection to Raw because he was competing against it.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. We've got Chris Jericho coming out. He says it's revealed here that he'll be taking on Steiner in a number 1 contenders match next week. It's revealed that Stacy Keibler received a grade 2 concussion. Jericho says, you know what, it's no good me talking about it back here. I need to go out to the ring. He says that he feels terrible about the number 1 contendership match, brother. Doesn't care about what happened to Stacy last week. He says he isn't shallow enough to forget what happened.
It's Test's fault, it's everyone else's fault, but his own fault. Although he is willing to give Stacy a cheap apology, but Christian comes out and he's like, nah, Chris, that's her fault. She shouldn't be out here. She shouldn't be in the ring. You have to accept that stuff. This pissed off GR. He's like, it didn't happen in the ring. God damn it, you son of a bitch. It happened outside of the ring.
Ring on the... it was on the ring apron, wasn't it? It was on the ring post. There or thereabouts. Christian comes out. He says, there's no reason to apologise. I like Christian's input here. Is this Stacy Keibler test thing going anywhere? Because I don't feel like Jericho's even going to be feuding with them when they come back. I feel like we're just going to go full steam ahead and
Testing Michaels versus Christian and Jericho. Is that something that could happen? Is that what we've got?
I'm pretty sure at No Way Out it's Jeff Hardy against Jericho. I'm 99% sure. I remember watching a match.
What a waste of a match. Surely it should be Jericho versus Test. Or the tag team match that I've just mentioned. But I thought this was a good promo. Then Michaels comes out and he doesn't really want to talk. He's on about a man. Speaks with his actions. And he comes into the ring and he takes care of Christian and Jericho. Beats them both up. Good promo, I think, for Jericho. Jericho and Christian, 2 of the better things on Raw.
No, absolutely. And talking of better things on Raw, we had the Chicago Street Fight featuring the women. Now, Walt Culture actually put this match as one of the best 20 women matches of all time. Did it rank that high for you?
I thought it was alright, but I didn't think it was anything special.
Yeah, I didn't think it was anything special. It was less sloppy than last week, but that would be hard to top that. That was extremely sloppy. It was alright, but again, I feel like when the division's so limited, we've seen this match a million. Victoria is not even in the company.
Wait, hold on. Walt Culture's putting this as the best 20 women matches of all time.
It's in the top 20, yes.
What about the match at Survivor Series? 'Cause that was better than this.
I don't know where that one is. I just know this is on. I can't remember where it was, but it was in the top 20.
See, Trish and Victoria, they're going backwards, I think.
No, they are going back.
They had a good match after Survivor Series, but for some reason it lasted almost 20 minutes. I don't know why. It lasted like it was way too long. But ever since that one, they've just kind of went backwards. Like I don't know. For me,
no, they have went backwards. But what I'm saying is that they're like the only two women on Raw that seem to be like fighting each other, and it's every week. It's like it's either a singles match or like a mixed tag of some capacity.
Yeah, so the match finishes when Stevie Richards pushes Trish into the barricade. Victoria jumps down, gets a pinfall, and that's it. So not even the finisher, just Trish falling into the barricade. Like, I get it. Would a spot like that do more damage to a woman? I mean, I guess so, but seems a little bit cheap here. A hardcore match ending with someone hitting the barricade. I mean, I never recall Mick Foley losing a match because he bounced into the barricade. I mean, now we see people, every pay-per-view get slammed through barricades and that doesn't end the match. Yet Trish, like I guess it was a realistic sell, and maybe instead of complaining about this, we should be like, you know what, a spot like that should end the match.
It did come for Stevie Richards, so...
It did come for a man, I guess, so that makes a bit more sense. But I think when you can look at the finish here and then you look at the finish at Survivor Series, I think that's what's let down these two matches. As good as they were, I think, for hardcore matches, and I think the Survivor Series one was a lot better, the finish was a snap suplex. And there's no way that's not Victoria's finisher.
Yeah, but it's like...
And I don't know if Victoria even did a Widow's Peak up until then, but a snap suplex isn't a finisher.
No, it's not, but...
And see when the finish is bad, it kind of... No matter how good a match is, see if the finish isn't good, it takes away from it.
When would men, apart from a singles one-on-one match, have the same stipulation match within 2 months? They would never do that with men.
I think because the men, at this point in time, they were probably given other matches, whereas the women, maybe they weren't ready to give them a steel cage or a ladder match.
Yeah, don't really have that option. But talking of options, there's a new woman coming back, and it's Jazz. She comes out. Pop, I mean, considering this is in an era of wrestling that, you know, it was still good, the pop was non-existent for Jazz, and I can't really fucking blame
But it's
them.
Jazz, the pop was non-existent when she debuted it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Paul Heyman trying to put her over as this great thing.
No, we're just in an era where people do not give a fuck or appreciate women's wrestling. Now, if you're Trish Stratus and you've got the looks and you can wrestle, then go ahead. But, I mean, if you're Jazz and you don't have the looks and your entire gimmick is that you can wrestle, you're about 15 years too early, at this point. But anyway, up next we've got a tables match. William Regal, Lance Storm against the Dudley Boys for the tag titles.
The most popular, the most over women in WWE in 2003 are the most attractive ones.
Yep.
I don't think
I
don't think anyone could deny that.
No, they couldn't deny that. But
because Stacey Keibler's up there with the most popular, and you know she doesn't even really wrestle. Tori Wilson's one of the most popular, doesn't really wrestle. If you look at the most popular, Lita's out right now. The most popular three is probably Trish, Tori, Stacey. Then who's fourth? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, and that is the problem.
Maybe Victoria.
Yeah, it probably would be Victoria. But tables match. But there's no tables. No tables available. There's no tables under the ring. The Dudleys then approach Morley saying, "What the hell's going on here?"
I thought this was great. Dudleys think they're getting a tag team title rematch and with a tables match, and then they figure out that we've been screwed here. There's no tables underneath the ring. This is great. It's giving me a cheap pop. I thought it was good. Yeah, it's a very unique way. I mean, we've never really seen this before, and it's exactly why heel authority figures just work. Seeing you watch today's, man, Nick Aldis and that boring bastard Adam Pearce offering nothing. People fucking try and say they're better than Bischoff. Sean Morley is a million times better than them, and he's the number 2. He's not even the number 1. Anyway, 3-minute warning, come out the attack the Dudleys. You think the Dudleys are beat. Out comes Spike Dudley. Don't worry, they're beat anyway. A few Dudley dogs later, Spike is crippled. Devon is then powerbombed through the table, giving Regal and Lance Storm the victory. Yeah, I like Spike Dudley trying to come out and help his brothers here, but his brothers were already dead down and out. It was like fucking 5-on-1. Rico was there, wasn't he? 6-on, or was he not there? It was either 5-on-1 or 6-on-1.
I think Rico was there. I don't think he got in the ring. We then had backstage the two tough enough guys, Matt and John, and Al Snow, and a wee bit of Christopher Nowinski.
I don't really recall the Matt guy. I know the name, but I never really recall him being a wrestler. I think that as good as it gets for him is just being a tough enough winner. I don't think he goes on to do anything. If he gets called up to the main roster, then, you know, apologies, but I don't recall it.
Yeah, unless he gets
he's not a member of
completely
Spirit
repackaged
Squad or
something.
nothing like that, or I just don't remember the guy having a run on the main roster.
No, I don't. Kane and Rob Van Dam are then backstage. Kane says he's sorry for throwing him at the Rumble, but
he warned him.
It was every man for themselves. And it's like, oh, but we're teaming up, Rob Van Dam. And Kane's like, nah, big red machine.
He does the whole finger pointing thing here. So Kane and RVD unbeaten as a tag team, according to RVD. Will that unbeaten run continue tonight? It's going to be tough against Triple H and Batista.
But this will be tough on us because it's tough enough. John against tough enough Matt. And I honestly think, right, this is given. This is like someone's stuck in the bath and you give them like a radio for help. I do not it's throwing them in the deep end.
But here's the thing, you can't say that technically they stunk out the joint.
No, you can't.
Because the couple of minutes that they did wrestle for, they were doing alright, you know, they were wrestling that sort of basic, headlock, body slam. You know, it's not like they were...
Yeah, but John Cena, right, gets a match with Kurt Angle. These two get a match with each other. If John Cena debuted against Matt here, would John Cena probably wouldn't have got out 2002.
Oh, that's true. Like, so, yeah, then Tommy Dreamer comes out and Nowinski comes out first, because I guess he doesn't like the newbies. He attacks Snow. Then Dreamer comes out to save the tough enough contestants before deciding, I'm going to smash the tough enough contestants. But he trips over one of them after hitting him with his cane, and he almost like guillotines himself on the top rope there. So it would have been pretty funny if Tommy Dreamer had literally choked himself out, knocked himself out after tripping, but that didn't happen.
And what I would say is, like, Tommy Dreamer's like, oh, welcome to the WWE after caning both of them, when it was funny when he nearly died when he tripped. But is Tommy Dreamer the WWE guy to say this? I'll always view the guy as ECW.
Nah, but they're hardly going to send the Undertaker, are they, to welcome these two bums?
No, but there's no better options, like.
Even Maven, tough
would it
enough.
not have made more sense if Al Snow did it?
Look at Maven getting to eliminate. And I know it wasn't his first appearance, like, but...
Yeah, but would Al Snow not have made more sense here?
True, but it's his guys. Maybe he wants to be nice to them.
Maybe he wants to be nice to them. Out comes Eric Bischoff, and I tell you what, this didn't do it for me.
No, Bischoff comes out. It's like, Austin, you're going to see his answer. He has agreed, and you can see it on the magazine. And the crowd boo. I mean, rightfully so. It's fucking Raw. We don't want to have Bischoff come out and say, you can read about Stone Cold's answer in a magazine.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
Could they not have got a satellite or something? But maybe they want the first appearance to be back at No Way Out.
No, I get both.
What about a phone call? Can we not just get a phone call? Austin's like, you want me back on Raw? Oh, hell yeah. You know, like something. Bischoff coming out and saying, Austin agreed, and you can read about it here in WWE Raw magazine. I mean, come on.
Is this going to happen every week? This is going to suck if it happens every week up until No Way Out.
I just don't get it, because by the time No Way Out comes along, Bischoff's 30 days are up, and he reached out to Austin to save his job. It just doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense, but...
yeah, the segment for me didn't make sense. It's Bischoff talking about an Austin return, right? It's not awful, but it's like a 4 out of 10. You know, like, there's lesser people that would have gave this a 0, like, in terms of, like, if they were Eric Bischoff. But anyway, main event time. Kane, Rob Van Dam against Triple H and Batista with Ric Flair and Orton. Batista rips Kane's mask off, and for a second I thought it might not have been scripted, but Kane runs to the back anyway, hopefully to save Donny T from a wee bit of an assassination attempt. But anyway, less about that. Batista then catches RVD, hits him with the spine buster. Batista then pins RVD. Is RVD getting jobbed out here? I wouldn't say necessarily. I think
it's 4-on-1. It's not. I wouldn't say it's getting jobbed out. It was essentially 4-on-1.
Yeah, but the movie catches him in a wee spine buster. You know, deserve more than that, Van Dam, no?
It doesn't beat him, does it?
It does, aye.
Pedigree beats him. No, the Batista bomb beats him.
I'm pretty sure it was the spine buster he caught him with, was it not?
He caught him with that, but then he had a Batista bomb.
Oh, did he? Anyway, well, you're right. Batista wins. Correct decision. I mean, you're right, yeah, 4-on-1. How strong do you want to book RVD?
RVD.
But it's like, am I really sitting here prepared for another 2 and a bit years of Evolution just fucking burying people?
No, but I mean, again, you look at Batista and all of a sudden the guy's looking like a star now, and this just goes to show you how quickly your career can change. Because 6 months ago, as much as I like Reverend Devon, Batista was playing a part anybody could have played.
Yes.
Now
he's playing a part not many people could play.
Nathan Jones could have been in that part.
Yeah.
You know, like Batista was just playing a bodyguard essentially for Devon. And I'm not saying he done a bad job yet, but it just, it didn't seem like something that was going to take you to the next level. But then fast forward 6 months, the guy moves to Raw. He starts getting managed by Ric Flair. Now he's hanging about with Triple H. We know in the future that he's going to be part of Evolution. And all of a sudden, he's in the main. He's getting wins over Kane and Rob Van Dam. He's doing well in the Rumble. He's getting to main event Raw. It's all about the push. I mean, because Batista could have been left on SmackDown and the guy could have been on Velocity. Jobbing it.
No, he could have been, but...
He moved to Raw.
Steiner runs down, he tries to save Rob Van Dam. Well, I say he tries to save Rob Van Dam. He's more going down to get a bit of his own here, but...
doesn't really work out for him.
Doesn't work out for him. Jericho then runs down, starts beating... attempts to beat Steiner.
This Jericho beatdown lasted for... It was weird. I mean, Steiner was already taking out the game here. He was already busted open. He'd already been decimated by Evolution. And yet Jericho's hitting all these moves on Steiner.
The editor's note said there was so much wrong with this, it isn't even funny. Like, what was overly wrong with it?
Seemed to drag on a bit, like...
It did drag on a bit. And then, after the show, after the cameras went out, Shawn Michaels ran in and chased Jericho off. Why not have that on the show?
Yeah, I think that would have been a bit better.
Now, I know people are going to argue, right? Oh, well, Triple H is out there and they kind of want to just leave Triple H and Shawn Michaels off for the time being. But again, I don't think it makes sense. I feel like in this period of wrestling, like what you got off camera may as well have been like as good as the stuff you got on camera, especially at the shows. Minus the dark matches, which sucked. But I mean, I think Michaels coming out here and does this set? I mean, I think next week should be like Kane, Van Dam, Steiner, and Michaels against fucking Evolution. And Orton's not fully cleared, so put Jericho in.
We're getting Steiner versus Jericho, number one contender match.
Right, well then the other 3-on-3 then. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to give this Raw.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a good Raw.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7. If it was Eric Bischoff and Austin, it would have just elevated that wee bit more, but it didn't, guys.
Yeah,
Austin,
that was flat.
I'm looking forward to the Texas Rattlesnake returning, but it's going to be a wee while longer yet.